Aloha and welcome to Restaurants of Hawaii on ThinkTech Hawaii. I am your host, Chivon Garcia. I'm the executive assistant for the Hawaii Restaurant Association. And today I am filling in for our executive director, Cheryl Matsuoka. Today we're talking with Malia Zannoni, who is the marketing and sponsorship director at International Marketplace. But before I have her introduce herself and give her a quick welcome, I wanted to real quick talk about what we're here for, which is the Hawaii Restaurant Association's 75th Anniversary Dine Around. This will be hosted by the International Marketplace. It will take place on Tuesday, December 6th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. And we will feature a number of our member restaurants, all located within the International Marketplace. So if you haven't already signed up to attend, we ask that you email us at info@hawaiirestaurant.org, and we can send you over information on how you can become a participant. And with that, we're going to go ahead and introduce Malia. Thank you, Malia. Can you please introduce yourself and give us a little bit of background on International Marketplace?
Hi, yes, Chivon. Thanks for having me. We really appreciate it. Malia Zannoni. I have the pleasure of being the marketing and sponsorship director at the International Marketplace here in the heart of Waikiki, just outside my window, but you can't see out there because my background's blurred. Feel really fortunate to have this role as a marketing director for International Marketplace because we all are familiar with the original IMP that was this Polynesian village that came up in the 1950s and during the kind of golden era of this Hawaii travel to Hawaii, and with names like Don the Beachcomber and Don Ho and Duke Kahanamoku, really carving the path for tourism to Hawaii and for the story of International Marketplace. So it's a really exciting place to be able to market and to be able to continue to tell the story and to carve the path for a new journey for this space. Something that people don't often understand or realize is that International Marketplace actually sits on land that is part of the Queen Emma Land Company. It was formerly known as Kalua Okau and land of Queen Emma. And so why that's important is that in the process of the redevelopment and in the thought that went into how can we take this space that was certainly a tourist destination with kitschy Polynesian villages and fun tiki culture, how can we take that space, remember what put us on the map, but then still respect and tell the story of what came before and why it really truly is important to Waikiki and to the continued storytelling of Native Hawaiians, of Hawaiian history, Hawaiian culture. And so when we look at this new IMP that was reimagined in 2016, and it's big and fancy and it looks different, and we've got 3 levels of shopping and dining, people sometimes say, what happened to the culture? What happened to the history? And what we like to say is that the culture and history is now more integrated and more part of International Marketplace than it ever was before. You look at the banyan tree that's over 165 years old, that still stands and it's thriving. The same arborist who's been with that tree for 40 years can speak to the fact that the tree is doing better than ever. And kind of our marquee place in the center. And then as you walk through the center, you see there's really beautifully integrated cultural elements. Like we have water feature that represents a Puakehau stream coming from Manoa Valley, the Ahupua'a, in which we sit. We have the Queen's Court, which honors Queen Emma and King Kamehameha IV and her son Prince Albert. There's a celestial pool in Queen's Court that represents Queen Emma's journey to Lake Wai'au on the Big Island after the passing of her son and her beloved husband. And then we have the Mauka Court, which honors the Ahupua'a of Waikiki. There's beautiful water feature representative of Waiakea Falls and Puakehau, which means basket of dew. The chandelier represents that. So there's all of these cultural elements that are tied into the center that people don't realize. And we always try to make sure that we share that because it's really important for us to remember where we came from so that we can continue to honor that in the things that we do. And so that's kind of like the basis of this redeveloped International Marketplace and why I'm so excited to be part of it, because it's a story that was being told, but maybe not loud enough. And so with this new center, we get to do that. And kind of moving into some of the more fun facts of the redevelopment. Obviously, we all know that food brings people together, especially in Hawaii and Hawaiian culture. Food is super, super important. And so we are so excited to have our Grand Lanai our level 3. It is the largest collection of open air outdoor restaurants in Waikiki, maybe even on Oahu. I have to check into the facts on this. But right now we have a collection of 8 restaurants up on the Grand Lanai. All of our restaurant spaces that could be open are open. We have one space that's a raw space that we still activate as an event space. And so over the last kind of year and a half, it's been really inspiring to see the restaurants who have remained open through the pandemic, the restaurants who have opened, like Skybox Tap House, during the pandemic, and then the restaurants who have opened just afterwards, to see their resiliency, to see their creativity, to see their passion in overcoming all of the challenges that they faced. I mean, really, really cool to see all the hard work and effort starting to pay off for these restaurants up on our Grand Lanai. And hearing our community say, you know, it's so great that the bakery's open. We go up there for lunch, we go up there for breakfast, dinner with our family. We told our visiting friends to go, you know, check out the Grand Lanai. So it's been really awesome for us to be able to just see this transition and see it really come to life up there on the Grand Lanai. So that being said, our Grand Lanai is home to, like I said, 8 restaurants, hopefully one more in the coming year. But because of that, we do like to host 2 marquee events a year on the Grand Lanai. And so we have our Grand Lanai Restaurant Week, which typically happens in April or May. Just like most restaurant weeks, it's a week-long celebration. The chef-driven restaurants have really great menus that they offer at either special pricing or special add-ons that guests can choose from. And then we'll have activations to kind of generate the buzz and get people out to enjoy, whether it's a new restaurant that they haven't tried yet, or if it's just them coming back to their favorite restaurants on the Grand Lanai. We have that really cool event. Look for that in spring 2023 at International Marketplace. I promise you, it's always going to be the most delicious we do, like today here at IFP. And then we also have a mixology month, and our mixology months, this year we moved it to August because August is our anniversary month. And so with mixology month, the idea is all about mixology. You know, we know that people love to drink, they love to socialize, and, you know, a nice, good, strong cocktail brings people together and it gets them talking, and that's what we like. And then hopefully they walk downstairs and they go shopping at all of our stores.
Yeah.
But our mixology month is exactly what it sounds like. It's a month all about mixology and libations and highlighting the craftsmen who are working in our restaurants to provide these unique experiences to customers that they may not get, especially customers who are visiting from like the mainland US, Midwest. They may not get these tropical flavors, or they may not expect to get some of these really great whiskey cocktails, tequila cocktails that our bartenders at Strip Steak and Eating House and Moani are putting together for everyone. So throughout that month, there's obviously specials on cocktails that we offer, and then small bites to go along with it. We relaunched our Battle of the Bartenders, which was a huge success. The winning bartender came from Skybox, and he won a $2,000 cash prize.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah, awesome. And he just had a 6-month-old daughter, so it was so great. His little was there, and we were so excited. And his wife was there, so it's really fun to see the community come together at IMP for that. Our partners, Kohana Rum, who provided rum for the event, were really great to come and step up and, you know, at the last minute and say, hey, we want to get involved in this, and we're looking to grow that, so that we want to highlight our mixologists here at IMP. But I think there's so much talent in the food and beverage industry, in the mixology industry in Hawaii, that it would be really great for us to be able to expand beyond our center and welcome you know, other people in to participate in those types of programs that we offer and that we hope our guests enjoy doing.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they all do. Well, and what's really great is that, you know, restaurants all in one location, they're not fighting for the attention, right? They get to kind of be part of something all together. So those types of events sound like it brings everybody together. They all get to socialize themselves and kind of become partners, as opposed to people competing for the next customer, right?
Exactly. And I mean, when you think about a visitor, right, they're average like to stay 4 days here in Waikiki, where in some sense people are competing because they can't eat at all 10 restaurants. But the beauty of the Grand Lanai, that someone can know that there's a strip steak here and have no idea that anything else upstairs exists. And they'll go, oh my gosh, there's a bakery. And look how big that bakery is. We need to go try that bakery tomorrow. There's pastries in there. Maybe we'll just pick up pastries on our way to the beach after, you know. So that's the beauty, is that when all the restaurants are there together, they can, you know, customers may not realize that what's there, and they can kind of check things out. And then for us locals, it's like, you know, one Friday I might be in a mood to go to Moani. The next Friday I might be in a mood to go to Eating House. I might want to do a date night at Strip Steak, or I might want to have brunch, you know, at Herringbone with my girlfriends. And so there's all these options, and they're so close together. And it's been really exciting to see our restaurants come together and realize that, and realize the power that we have as the Grand Lanai, and not just as a standalone restaurant. So speaking to that, we have concepted a dining pass program. So customers can come to the customer service desk, they can visit us online starting in January, purchase this pass. Where is it? Purchase a pass online. It looks like a festival pass. Has
so
a
cute.
coupon, and they can go in and they can kind of like bar hop, you know, or restaurant hop on the Grand Lanai. You catch one Uber. You don't have to Uber from bar to bar, restaurant to restaurant. There you go. There's all of our restaurants and eateries, and you can hop around. And if you're feeling your drink at Strip Steak, you can stick there for dinner. Or if you want to go check out the live music at Moani, you can do that. And it's been, you know, we see people doing that. It's been awesome to see, like I said, things just really come alive, and be able to do things like the Dine Around event that you folks are working on for the Restaurant Association. I mean, it's just, it makes it so convenient for everyone to work together and put together fun events.
Yeah, and what's really great about that is, you know, that's so many of our members all in one location to get to feature all of them, which is why we kind of decided on that location, not only because of the location itself, right? You know, I mean, it's central. There's that, as we all know too, parking is a really big deal in Waikiki. So much parking, there's so many options. But, you know, really to be able to highlight and feature a bunch of our members all at one time is kind of a big deal. You know, everybody gets to participate and you know, be part of the success of the Hawaii Restaurant Association. And you know, we're really looking forward to it, really excited. And we will be putting out more details as far as participating restaurants and their pupus that they'll be featuring, but keep the mystery a little bit going. So, you know, we chose the location also for the reason that you said, which was the history of the international marketplace. And as we've mentioned, this is our 75th anniversary. So combined, right, we have this history together that I think we are really excited to celebrate and to showcase. You know, so with that, we've talked about the different restaurants and the Grand Lanai, and we've talked about our event. Do you guys host other events? And if you do, how would somebody go about getting in contact with you guys?
Yes, so I mentioned we have 8 open restaurants on the Grand Lanai. Right now we have a vacant space, or a raw space rather, that we've converted into kind of an outdoor Lanai event space area. And so anyone who's interested in activating that space, they just shoot us an email, give us a call, and they can hold about 100 to 150 people depending on the style of event. If it's a stand-up cocktail, 150 people. Sometimes we overflow into the common area space a little bit. You can set up music, a bar. We always encourage everyone to use our restaurants for catering because they're right there and it's super, super easy.
Right.
But yeah, it's as simple as just reaching out and kind of having a talk story about what the customer has in mind and how we can support them. But like I said, very easy to do. And you folks are doing your event. We just hosted our own event for the concierge. We're doing an event in December with some of our tourism partners. So we host events there all the time, and we welcome people who are looking for a unique event space in the heart of Waikiki, like you said, with easy access to parking. Definitely, yeah. And then we're activating that space actually for New Year's Eve. So again, talking about the restaurants coming together and the restaurants realizing the power, the power of the collective.
Right.
The restaurants came to us and said, hey, we think that we could do a New Year's Eve event. We think IMP would be a great, spot. And selfishly, I'm like, well, of course it is. We're multiple outdoor open air collection of restaurants in Waikiki. What are we going to do? Yeah. And so we are working on a New Year's Eve event. It'll be our first ever New Year's Eve event on the Grand Lanai. We've got 6 of our restaurants who are going to be participating. And it'll kind of, if you think about it like a block party style of event, where you buy the ticket, you have access to go in and out of all these restaurants, you have access to the specialty cocktails and specialty menus that they'll be serving that night. So a very fun social event. And again, playing into the whole idea of the Grand Lanai being a walkable space, right, and being meant for, communal experience. That's what we're going to be doing for New Year's Eve. So we've got some really exciting announcements coming up. I can't say them yet because I don't even have contracts inked yet on this, but stay tuned because people are going to want to come out to the Grand Lanai for New Year's Eve. It's going to be super exciting and just a fun elevated cocktail, walk around, pop in and out, enjoy culinary, enjoy entertainment type of experience.
Well, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, and we can't wait to hear more details. And please, as you get more details, please let us know. We would love to let everybody in our community know that this is available and it's up and coming. And as you mentioned, the outdoor spaces is still such a big deal, even though we're kind of coming out of COVID, we still have a lot of people who are concerned. And so, the fact that they're able to be outside and mingle and talk story, is so great. And I, like I said, too, I like that you can, a lot of us want to go and just try some of the different places. And this kind of gives it to you all in one place, go here for a pupu, go here for a different one, go here for a drink, and it offers it in one convenient location. So that's, I don't know what's not to love about it. And, such a beautiful space too. They did such a good job with reimagining everything.
Yeah, and the kind of the variety in the collection of restaurants is really great. It's pretty diverse in terms of we've got strip steak, which is going to be Chef Michael Mina. It definitely has this upscale mainland component to it and experience to it. And then next door we've got Liliha Bakery, which is really approachable for families. Locals obviously love Liliha Bakery, know Liliha Bakery, but it's always fun for us to share with our visitors. Hey, are you aware of Liliha Bakery? Do you know what they're famous for? And get people in there to experience that. And then Eating House, Chef Roy Yamaguchi. Who doesn't love Chef Roy and everything he has to offer? And so that concept there really caters to our local flavors with a kind of elevated herringbone, California coastal. So you've got fresh fish, you've got food, you've got the oysters. Who doesn't love oyster hour? Oyster hour, okay, come on. And then next door to them is Moani, and Moani's brought in, a really strong local audience to the center. It's awesome to see a local family, the Kiolanuis, come into Waikiki and really own it and, generate buzz that wasn't there before. So we've loved having Moani there. They did a big Halloween event that was like, it was like a party over there. And then Skybox Tap House. I mean, talk about resiliency. They opened, kind of like for the tail end of the pandemic, but it's the same operators as Shorefyre, and they saw an opportunity and they went for it. The concept is really, really great. They cater to visitors and locals. They've got, it's a sports bar. They've got, who knows? I can't remember how many TVs they have. They have all these TVs in there. Yeah. My husband was just there the other day with his friends. It's awesome. You can watch all the sports games when the game started at 6 a.m. They're open at 6 a.m. And they've got, the branding is just really, really strong, and they have great food. So it's awesome to see them thriving and doing well. They have this really cool outdoor space that kind of looks like a tailgate space. For those of you who haven't seen it, you got to go check it out. They've got a whole food truck out there and like spigots of, it looks like beer. Oh yeah. But it's a fountain. Don't drink it. It's not beer. And then Shorefyre, through the pandemic, Shorefyre was so creative in the way that they operated, the way that they said, let's support local musicians. Let's bring musicians into the restaurant. Let's charge a ticket price. That ticket price goes straight to paying the musicians. People came, they supported, they were sold out every weekend. I celebrated my birthday there. It was Mike Love played, I think it was. They had Natty Vibes. They've got all kinds of great artists who've come in and played on their lanai. And that sort of, I think, really put Shorefyre top of mind for a lot of the local customers who didn't know what was going on in Waikiki. Great job doing that. And then we just recently opened Kraken Kitchen, and they're like one of those seafood bakes, great for families, just really interactive and fun, approachable price points, and adding to that overall experience. just kind of rounding out the diversity of the Grand Lanai has been great. And then downstairs we have a new food hall. So if someone's looking for something quick and fast,
Yeah.
another whole, like the whole thing, another variety of food you can have.
Yeah, exactly.
We're lucky here that there's just so much variety, and that everyone has been really great and supportive of each other's success.
Mhm.
I have a meeting at 2:00 today to go over the New Year's Eve event, and it's so awesome to have all of these amazing restaurant operators come together and share their ideas, share their experience with each other, and support each other. Like it's incredible.
Right.
The work that they're all doing together is really impressive, and I'm proud and honored to be able to be a small part of that, and thankful that they have folks like the Hawaii Restaurant Association to continue to support them in that space.
Yeah, well, thank you, and thank you so much for taking the time to really talk about International Marketplace. I think, as you've mentioned, right, it was before such a, we thought of it as like a tourist location and destination. And, to see a lot of the locals, especially during the pandemic, come out and really support. We forget sometimes, especially in Waikiki, right, because it's so touristy, we do forget that locals are still needed in these places, right? They're wanted. It's not only for people
locals
coming
make
to
it
visit.
cool.
Yeah.
Where the locals go.
Yeah, exactly.
Like where the locals, what beer are the locals drinking? Where are the locals eating? If you travel, you want to know. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's so great to have you guys as our partner as well, to really be supporting the restaurant, supporting us as well. And so in turn, we want to make sure that we support you guys too. So thank you so much for joining us and giving us, a little background and some history, but also encouraging everybody to get out and still continue to support our restaurants, because we know even though we're somewhat getting back to normal, we're not there. There's so many other factors, and happy to support. And we're so excited to have everyone at this 75th Anniversary Dine Around. So thank you again for Malia for joining us.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
And again, as we mentioned, our 75th Dine Around anniversary event will be on Tuesday, December 6th from 5 to 7:30 p.m. And if you are interested in joining us and coming to celebrate, please email us at info@hawaiirestaurant.org. And as always, the HRA is the voice of Hawaii's restaurants and food service industry. Again, if you would like more information, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank you so much for watching ThinkTech Hawaii. If you like what we do, please like us and click the subscribe button on YouTube and the follow button on Vimeo. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and donate to us at thinktechhawaii.com. Mahalo.